All right, we are going. It is time to talk about 10 things you need to know to have a profitable Q4. And we're going to be focusing on Q4 for 2020. Now, this Q4 is going to be a lot different than Q4s in the past. So if you've experienced some Q4s in the past, it's going to be a little bit different. Some stuff is still going to be the same. We can take advantage of some opportunities, but there's going to be some unique things about 2020's Q4 that we'll talk about tonight. So be sure to stay until the end. We're also going to be doing at least 3 giveaways. We're going to be giving away some free resources, some free courses. And so stick around and you will have an opportunity, 3 opportunities to win something free from us here at Full-Time FBA. So speaking of free, if this is your first time joining us, I do want to let you know we have a free book for you. This is a PDF book. If you go to fulltimefba.com/Seller Central Tips, this is a book that can help you navigate Seller Central and a lot of the bugs and glitches that come with Seller Central. So we're talking reimbursements that Amazon owes you, properly understanding refunds, correcting other Amazon glitches, how to communicate with Seller Central, a lot of really good stuff in this. And when you get this free book, you sign up for our Full-Time FBA newsletter. So you can get this for absolutely free, fulltimefba.com/Seller Central Tips. And if you don't remember this link later, just go to fulltimefba.com. When you sign up for our newsletter, you will get this free book for you. So who am I? Why should you trust me? My name is Steven Smotherman. 2020 will actually be my 10th Q4. And that I can't believe that that this will be my 10th Q4, but Q4 has always just been the most wonderful time of the year, and I'm looking forward to talking with you about that. And in this picture here, it's me, my wife, we've got 3 boys. I've got 4 boys. The oldest is grown, and so we make a full-time income, only spending part-time hours on Amazon. But it always didn't start off that way. In fact, like 20 years ago, I was selling on eBay. I had eBay as a hobby for like 10 years. It paid off some bills, it saved us up some money, but I found myself in a place over 10 years ago when I was freshly divorced. I was a dad of 4 young children, ages 2, 4, 6, and 8, and I was trying to find a way to make money so that I could work from home and not put them in daycare all day. And so that's when I discovered in 2009 when I first discovered and started reading about it. And then I started in 2010 actually experiencing and selling on Amazon and being able to make good money because of FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon, where Amazon takes all your inventory, stores it in their warehouses, and when the customer buys it, they take care of the shipping, they take care of the returns, all that stuff. It helped me out so much, and I was able to make a full-time income within 6 months of starting selling on Amazon. At that time, I was still spending way more hours than I was spending full-time hours to make a full-time income. But then I started to adjust my processes and was able to start making a full-time income with only part-time hours. But here's what happened in 2012. Amazon awarded me as a top holiday seller in 2012. So I started on Amazon in 2010. I had 2011 do Q4. By 2012 of Q4, Amazon named me a top holiday seller, meaning I was in the top 25% of all Amazon sales. I had awesome customer service, and they gave out this award. Now, this was the last year. 2012 was the last year they gave out that award. But it was really cool just seeing how just starting on Amazon, how fast you can make it to the top of selling on Amazon, and the top being the top 25%. During Q4, the last 3 months of the year, we'll talk about that some more. In 2013, I met Rebecca. Actually, I met Rebecca before 2013, but in 2013, I married Rebecca. She became an amazing stepmom and joined me at Full-Time FBA after encouraging me to start a blog. So we started the blog fulltimefba.com, where we teach you how to turn those part-time hours into a full-time income. And then last year, 2019, we started the Full-Time FBA Show podcast that we offer up every Monday. A new episode drops, and we got some really good stuff for you. So be sure to subscribe for that. But today we are talking about Q4. We're talking about Q4. So what is Q4? Q4 is the last 3 months of the year. It's the 4th quarter, quarter 4, October, November, and December. And what you can expect as an Amazon seller during Q4 is that In October, sales slightly rise a little bit. So it's nice. October sales slightly rise just a little bit. It's not a big, huge bump, but it's a little bump. So it's nice. In November, sales rise even more. You start getting that momentum, that traction. And then in December, sales are crazy awesome. And you have an opportunity during the last 3 months of the year. Some people in the last 3 months of the year make more than combined than they do the first 9 months of the year. And so a lot of people put a lot of money and a lot of time and effort and a lot of hustle into selling via Amazon FBA during Q4. So you have that opportunity as well. So I wanted to show you something that I just saw the other day. I'm fascinated by, and it makes me just know that this Q4 is going to be like light years beyond Q4s in the past in regards to profit potential and your role in that. So check out this. This is Amazon's net revenue. I say Q4 net revenue. It's actually all the Qs. So it's Amazon quarterly net revenue all the way back from 07. So you can always see it's like Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and it just keeps rising. So it's like Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So Q4 is always the most money making time for Amazon. And then it goes back to, Q1 is down, but it's a lot better than it was before. So in every year, Q4 just keeps getting bigger, as well as the other Qs keep getting bigger and better. But watch this. This little place, if you're following my cursor on the screen, hopefully you can see it. Hopefully maybe you have your screen in full screen mode. But you can see that this is Q4 of 2019. Then we have Q1 of 2020. But this is the first time this has ever happened. A second quarter of 2020 was better than the Q4 of 2019, and that's never happened before. Every fourth quarter of the previous year was always better than the first 3 quarters of the following year. But this year, I mean, this is just getting steeper and steeper as we go. And I know that part of this is because of COVID, more people purchasing stuff online and not going into retail stores. I'm really curious to know when they release the third quarter numbers, third quarter being July, August, and September, what those numbers are going to be like. But I expect Q4 to, literally be off this chart. And so you have an opportunity with your Amazon business to get a piece of that pie, of all those sales, all that revenue. Part of that can be yours. Because over here, this is the revenue in billions of dollars. Now, obviously, you're not going to make billions of dollars, but you can be a part of the whole of making more money. Because if this number is getting bigger, all the Amazon sellers, they're making more too. So you can see that, and you can, especially with Q4, if you follow the tips that I share with you in today's webinar, you'll be able to exceed your expectations for Q4 of this year. So it is awesome. It is crazy that Q2 of 2020 was better than Q4 of 2019. All right, let's keep going. Top 10 tips. Some of these are going to sound really obvious, but a lot of people don't do. Some of this are going to be like, oh my gosh, I've never thought of that before. You've changed my sourcing habits and my Amazon business for life. So bear with me. There's going to be some really good stuff. It's going to be awesome stuff. So now, and it's not like number 1 is the best one. We're just going to go through 10 of these tips. Ship your inventory to Amazon as soon as possible. Inventory that's not at Amazon is not going to make you any money. The faster you send your inventory in, the faster you send your inventory in, the faster it could sell. And the faster your items sell, the faster you can get that capital back, reinvest that capital into even more profitable inventory. And so it starts to snowball, and you can get a big snowball effect. So just ship your inventory. If you have inventory in your garage, inventory under your bed, inventory somewhere, if you've got stuff in your house that you have not sent to Amazon, send it in now. We are recording this September 1st. So we have 1 month until Q4. Yes, Q4 storage fees are higher, but you want to make sure your inventory is there. Because Amazon is still trying to adjust to new demand on Amazon products and trying to ship products out, the inbound process of sending inventory to Amazon is a lot slower this year. there's more people sending inventory to Amazon. There's less workers to ship those items in, or to process those items that are being shipped in. And so some people, some people, they ship their inventory to certain warehouses. It gets checked in really quickly. Other warehouses can take 2 weeks or 3 weeks to get checked in, sometimes even up to a month. And so ship your inventory to Amazon as soon as possible. When you purchase it, send it to Amazon as soon as possible. If you have a prep center, make sure your online arbitrage or wholesale, or if you're dropping off retail arbitrage, that they ship it to Amazon as soon as possible. If you're doing it yourself, ship it to Amazon as soon as possible, because you want to have that snowball effect where you have the amount of money at the top of the mountain, and then you buy inventory with that, sell it for a profit, take that capital, reinvest it into more inventory, and that snowball just grows and grows and grows as it's rolling down the mountain, and you get this huge, big old snowball of profits at the end of Q4. It's the Q4 snowball. It works every single year, continually reinvesting your inventory into more profits. And you grow your profits, you grow your inventory, and you grow your Amazon business. So Q4 is the best time to do that snowball. So first tip that we're talking about, out of the 10, ship your inventory to Amazon as soon as possible. All right, tip number 2, look into your own sales history for BOLOs to be looking for. BOLO is short for be on the lookout. It is an item you should always be looking for to sell. Look in your own sales history for BOLOs. And because sometimes maybe in the past you sold an item that was really profitable, and we always think, oh, I'll remember the stuff I sold last year that was really profitable. That's not always going to be the case. You might not remember everything. If you look at your Q4 sales from last year, you can find out what some of your big sellers were. Then you make a list of those items, and during Q4, you go look for those items. You look for them in retail stores if you're doing that. You can search online stores for them. And to be able to send inventory into Amazon. And here's how you can do that. Here's how you can look into your own sales history to find BOLOs. And if this is your first Q4, you will be able to just remember this, or you can bookmark this or take a screenshot or whatever, so that you know how you can look at last year's big winner sellers, so that you can look for them in the future. So here's how you can do that. Log into your Seller Central account, and you can go to reports. Click on the reports or hover over the reports button, and then you can go down and click on the business reports. So when you click on the business reports, it loads this page. Then you need to sort your inventory, the detail page, sales and traffic by ASIN. So when you do that, then you can go in and type in your Q4 dates. Now, I took this screenshot from 2018, but you can look, or from 2019, looking back at 2018, but you can set it up from 10/1/2019 to 12/31/2019. That's Q4 of last year. And after you do that, you look at the units ordered. And when you click on units order, it will sort your inventory from the items that you sold the most of to the least. And so you can go see last year's, I sold 233 of these items. You are sure to bet on the fact that I'm going to go and find this item. And that's why I blurred this out, because these are my BOLOs. You have your own BOLOs. You can go see which items you sold to make your money, and you can go and look in the past, and you can see which items you sold multiples of. So you can go out and find those items so that you can resell them this year. Because even though we think I will totally remember everything that I sold well last year that was a big winner, that's not true. You will forget some. So that's how you can go and look into your history to find BOLOs right in your own sales reports. So hopefully this has been helpful. So let's jump to tip number 3. Every store comes out with a hot toy list. Most stores do. Use the hot toy list, but don't necessarily buy the hot toys. Here is an example. So most big stores will come out with their own hot toy list, the toys that they think are going to be the popular toys during Q4 for Christmas, for the holiday selling season. These are the ones that they think. These are the covers of previous year's toy lists. And so they think, well, it's going to be this certain type of Lego set, or this type of kid's toy, or this type of Barbie thing, or whatever. You can kind of look, you can look at these and you can get some ideas. But here's the thing about hot toy lists. Number one, if a store expects a toy to be a hot toy, then it's very likely they're going to be well stocked for that toy. And one of the ways that you can make good money on Amazon during Q4 is to sell the hot toys that are sold out at most stores. And most of the times, a lot of the hot toys are sold out because a lot of the resellers have grabbed them and they're selling them on Amazon. And I'll show you a little bit later on how to find hot toys in other ways. But use this hot toy list, but don't necessarily buy the hot toys because most stores are going to be stacked up on them, stocked up. Instead, look for accessories or items related to that hot toy. Here's an example. 4 or 5 years ago, this was going to be a hot toy. This was projected in the Walmart toy list, in the Target toy list, and so this is what it was: a VTech Smart Animals Zoo Explorer. And so it came with this track, and you had all these annoying animals that sang annoying songs and made their noises. But this smart track, even though there's a picture with all these different animals on them, only came with the rhinoceros up here. And so you got this big track, but just one rhinoceros. Well, these are all the accessories that were sold separately. So you can see there's all these different animals that would sing songs and tell you letters of the alphabet and teach little kids, about the alphabet and about what animal sounds they make. So this was the hot toy. I did not buy that hot toy, but I looked at the accessories. And when I did, about half of these accessories were selling for 3 times on Amazon than for what I could purchase it from at Walmart. And this one monkey, just by itself, was selling for 10 times more. That's right. This $8.99 monkey I bought for $8.99 and was able to sell it for $80, $90 on Amazon. And so I went and I, even though every time when I purchased these little animals, every time I went over a speed bump in the car, the song would go off. I had to remind myself, this is not annoying. That's the sound of money. You're going to do good. So do not buy the hot toy. Look for the accessories and then scan their barcodes, see what they're selling at, see what the sales ranks are. And, by mid-October, mid-November, you will start to see which of these accessories are going to be, pulling apart separate from the other accessories. Because here's another tip for you. There are times where a toy will have a certain number of accessories and 1 or 2 of them will be a short print. Short print is the technical term for it. Basically, it just means that they're not making as many of that particular toy than they are the rest of them. And so while you can find the elephant and the cow and the panda like everywhere you go, you might only find 1 or 2 of the monkeys. And so the monkey was the short print, and they didn't make as many, which is why I was able to sell it for more on Amazon. So use the hot toy list, but don't necessarily buy the hot toys. Look at the accessories. All right, so that's tip number 3. So this is how you are able to source hard to find items. All right, those hard to find items, it's because you're ahead of the curve because you're looking at those accessories. Let me give you another tip about how to find hard to find toys. There's 2 ways that are really good on how to find toys that are hard to find. So this is still under tip number 3. So obviously the clearance section is a good way to find hard to find toys because it's on clearance. It's not regular priced. Stores are trying to get rid of it, so it's harder to find because stores are trying to get rid of it. So that's an easy way. That's where most people can find hard to find toys. You just can't find that many. But if you want to find a way to find a high number of hard to find toys, I want to show you something that revolutionized my sourcing, and not just during Q4, but year round. I want you to see, if you come up to a display and you see there is a missing blank space in a display and everything else looks like it's full, well, you might want to go and find out which one of these variations was in this spot. And then you can go, so say this was, I think this was Walmart. You can go and look and see, oh, this spot is empty. Well, I have another Walmart about, 4 miles away. I'm going to go to that Walmart and see if that one's in stock. Or you can use the Walmart app and search that. You can also use the Walmart app to order online and have it shipped to you or a prep center, but look for the blank spaces. Well, what happens if there's no blank spaces? See this end cap. See if you can see if something stands out to you about what might be a potential hard to find toy. Well, when I'm looking at this, I see there's this like this kind of colored dragon and a red dragon, and there's a black dragon, and there's only one white dragon. So this makes me think this is a short print, just like that monkey was. They made more of all these other kinds, but they only made a smaller amount of the white one. And so it's not like a guarantee every time, but it is a most of the time situation. If you see a full, like just, like a full end cap of toys and you see that there's one that stands out that's different from the rest, that might be the short print. And this year, not this year 2020, but the year I took the picture was the year that particular dragon was a short print. So that's a way that you can discover hard to find toys before they really become hard to find. Because with this one over here, you can probably go to another store. With this one over here, like, I don't know if I would scan all of these because there's like tons of them, but there was only one of the white ones. So of course I scanned that. So use that strategy. We're getting close to doing giveaway number 1, but before I do that, I want to give you some Q4 inventory boosters. These are paid services that help you boost your inventory during Q4. One of them is called Bolo Mart. It is a Facebook group that people share the items that they found, both retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, where they find it, what it's selling for on Amazon. Some people even copy and load up Scoutify pages with the information of where they purchased it from and how profitable it is. That is a really good inventory booster. There's another Facebook group called FBA Insiders OA Leads. So if you're just looking for online arbitrage leads, there's that group. And then there's also retail arbitrage leads. So these are ones that I've been a part of in the past and I've taken advantage of, and I've been able to find some really, really good. So these are all Facebook group focused, where you can get that information on the Facebook groups. They have training as well. So take a quick screenshot of this if you want to, or write these links down real quickly before I go to the next one, because the next inventory boost, and then after the next inventory boost, I'm going to do our first giveaway. So these are Facebook groups that help give you leads for sourcing. But if you're just looking for lists, if you want some online arbitrage leads, Rabbit Hole Riches is an amazing thing. I've been able to find even replenishables on these lists. There's two different lists. You can sign up for one or both of them. And you get every once a week a list of new items that you can go purchase via online arbitrage, but make sure that you're approved and make sure that it fits your business model. It's a really great opportunity to have leads sent to you, and you're like, hey, this works with my business model and what I think is a good lead, and you can go buy those items. And so these lists are limited to a small number of people, and it's a monthly fee. If you are a brand new seller, there's one called Newbie Nuggets. Again, it has a monthly fee, but they're OA leads for new Amazon sellers because it's not a guarantee, but most of the items in that list are items that most Amazon sellers are approved of as beginners. Because it's very frustrating if you buy a leads list and you see that, man, I'd love to buy that, but I'm not approved to sell it. Well, with Newbie Nuggets, you're more likely to have items that you are approved to sell. So with Rabbit Hole Riches, fulltimefba.com/rabbithole1 or /rabbithole2. Newbie Nuggets is also good, fulltimefba.com/newbie nuggets, and you have that opportunity. So I want to give away 1 month of Rabbit Hole Riches. That's going to be our first giveaway. 1 month of Rabbit Hole Riches. I'm going to just look at who is here live, and because I want to reward those who show up live on my webinar. And I'm going to go through and just pick a random person. In just a moment, we're going to do another giveaway where I'm going to ask a question, and so you want to be fast on your feet when it comes to answering it. But right now, I'm just going to give away to a random person. Amy Lester is who has won the Rabbit Hole Riches. So Amy Lester, if you reach out to me, you can, if you want to, fulltimefba.com/contact, and just let me know that you won, or if you want to find me on Facebook, you can do that too. I'm writing your name down. So Amy Lester, you've won a 1 month subscription to Rabbit Hole Rich, and it's something that can really help you out. And um, yeah, it's something I've used in the past, and like I said before, found replenishables. All right, let's get back to some more tips. Number 4 way to help you have a more profitable Q4: save up to 20% using discounted gift cards. You can go to places like Raise, fulltimefba.com/Raise, buy gift cards. Like you can buy a $100 gift card for like $85, or in some places $80. You can buy a $50 gift card for $40. And when you get those gift cards, you're able to have more sourcing capital. So you're able to purchase more inventory. Some of the Raise gift cards are physical cards that they will mail you. Some of them will be codes that they will email you. So you always want to make sure that you know when you're purchasing a gift card on Raise, if it can be used only retail or only online, or if it's able to be both, and how it will be delivered, if it's going to be emailed to you or if it's going to be like actually mailed in person. Some people are like, well, I feel weird buying a $50 gift card for $40. I feel like I'm going to get a gift card in the mail that's like empty. That's it. And I totally understand that. Raise has a guarantee where they will refund you. I've been purchasing gift cards for years on Raise and have never had a situation where I got a dud card. I have a friend of mine who did, and they reimbursed him. And so it's all worked out. It is a trustworthy platform to buy discounted gift cards. Here's another tip: if at Christmas time you get a gift card that you don't want to, you don't think you're ever going to use, you can actually sell gift cards at Raise too. And of course, they won't give you the full price of that gift card. But if I get a gift card to some place for $50 and I'm like, I couldn't like find anything that I would want, I might would sell it to, Raise for $30 because I'd rather have that $30 cash than a $50 gift card that I would never use. Honestly, I'd probably just give it to someone who would use it, but you know what I mean. You can sell those gift cards too. So that's tip number 4. Let's go to tip number 5. Tip number 5: stock up on supplies. You don't want to ever be in a position during Q4 where you have run out of supplies, because you might not be able to find those supplies fast enough. I'm talking about packing tape, tape guns, packing tape, shipping boxes. You want to make sure you have ink for your printing your labels. You want to make sure you have chocolate. That is a supply that is essential. You want to make sure you have all these supplies so that you can run your Amazon business well. So be sure you're stocked up on supplies. All right. Tip number 6: adjust your understanding of sales rank. Sales rank is a very important part of sourcing, but Q4, what you've learned before needs to be thrown out. You need to understand sales rank differently. During Q4, the sales velocity of most items increase exponentially. That means items that usually sell a certain pattern at one sales rank will sell even more at that same sales rank pattern. Here's an example. My wife named this the Christmas smile. We're going to talk about Christmas smile. This is a Keepa graph, and a Keepa graph shows you the pricing history and the sales rank history of almost every item on Amazon. You can see the price on one side, you can see the sales rank on the other, and you can see the dates at the bottom of the screen. And every time the sales rank improves from a higher number to a lower number means at least one sale. So this is a Keepa graph. The pricing history is part of the free program of Keepa. Sales rank history and buy box history is a cost for that particular service. But let's look at this. This is a Keepa graph over a 2-year time period. And you can see that this is Q4 of one year, this is Q4 of another year. So you can see, even though there's consistent sales, the sales rank gets even better during Q4. So the Q4, this is called the Christmas smile because, it just looks like a nice little smile there. And so this is what happens to many items, especially toys, but other items too, during Q4. So the items that, like, you might be like, okay, this is a toy. So you might not ever be comfortable buying a toy over 200,000 rank. But this same toy that was 200,000 in sales rank in the beginning of October was really amazing in November and December. So you might want to buy, by looking at Keepa graphs, buy items that sell less often in September and October, because November and December, they will sell very much more. So not only that, not only is items going to sell much more, but look right here. Look what happened with the prices. The prices went higher too. So you're selling more often at higher prices. That is the beauty of Q4. So Q4 can save your life. It can help make you a lot of money. If you're interested in understanding how Keepa works, I've got a free training video, fulltimefba.com/read Keepa, so that you can understand it better. I have a little training video on how you can understand Keepa. But that's the Christmas smile, and it puts a smile on my face every time I see that. So during Q4, sales velocity on most items increase. So expand your sourcing parameters. If you usually like only buy toys ranked under 150,000 on average, maybe expand that and play around with that. Maybe not go as deep, but try it. You'll be able to find more inventory and make more money because you're expanding your comfort levels when it comes to your sourcing parameters. So that's something for you to think of. Here's an example. A toy ranked 200,000 might sell just once a week, January through October, but might sell once a day during November and December. So adjust your understanding of sales ranks, because things are totally different. It's a different world during Q4. All right. So let's do another giveaway. All right. This one, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a question, and you need to answer in the questions section. All right. What I'm giving away is a brand new service. It's a brand new tool called Super Sourcing Sheet. This is a spreadsheet of over 300 online arbitrage locations, stores, online stores, over 300 online stores with quick links to their clearance sections, to their sales sections, and it's consistently being updated. So it's 300 right now, but more are being added all the time. So be sure you can, if you don't win this, then you can look at the link fulltimefba.com/supersourcing. And this is really great if you want to try to do online arbitrage, because over 300 links of stores, their clearance sections, their sales sections, and it gives you an opportunity to expand your sourcing. If you like online arbitrage and you want new places to source inventory from, this is a great starting place. All right, so I'm going to put, people are already in the in the questions there guessing my answers, and people are saying pick me. I'm gonna ask you a question. The first one to get the answer correct wins this. Everyone else, you can go purchase it yourself. So it's a steal at the price that it's at. So here's the question: what is the first month of Q4? What's the first month of Q4? And Jeff Shaw was the first person to answer. October, that is correct. So Jeff Shaw, writing your name down. Also, do reach out to me, fulltimefba.com/contact, and you can let me know that you won. So Jeff Shaw, congratulations. So that was that. Thank you all for guessing. That contest is now closed. So yes, very good. And now I see people in the question section saying, dang it, darn it, oh my goodness, I lost. Maybe next time. So, but again, if you want to look at it yourself, it's a steal. At the price it's at right now, I bet the price might even go up in the future. But yeah, fulltimefba.com/supersourcing is where to find that. All right, let's get to number 7. We got another giveaway coming up later. We're going to get to that in a second. Tip number 7, price and reprice wisely. So don't lower your prices too much just yet. Possibly raise some of your prices on some of your items, and double check your prices when inventory goes live in late November and December. So this is if you just manually price your items, these are your tips. I have a different tip for those who actually have repricers set up. But if you are manually repricing and you are manually just going in and changing your prices, don't lower your prices just yet. And because a lot of times it's the whole supply and demand thing. When supply starts to go down, the prices start to go up. If the demand increases, so you have inventory that sells out, supply is going down, and people are buying stuff, for Christmas presents and stuff, but demand is going up because people still need more Christmas presents or holiday gifts. then the prices are going to go up. So you might be able to get your price. And so don't lower your prices just yet. Possibly raise some of your prices on some of your items. Double check your prices when inventory goes live November and December. And I say that because a lot of times when we price our inventory for items to sell on Amazon, we price it, then we set up a shipping batch to send to Amazon. It takes a week or so to get in. It takes a week or so to go live. A week or two have already passed from when you first priced it. That price could have gone up, could have gone down, but it could have gone up, especially during Q4. So you don't want to price something at $25 today, it go live 10 days to 2 weeks later on Amazon, and you priced it at 25, but it's already at, like, the lowest price is at 40. So you want to make sure that you double check your prices in late November and December, because those are the key times. Late November and December, early December are the key times to get the most money out of the items that you're selling on Amazon. And so double check to make sure that your prices are competitive. So also, if you all of a sudden check your pending sales, I don't know about you, but I get addicted to checking my pending sales, especially during Q4. If you see, like, you send in 40 of an item and you see 10 of them sell the moment they hit the warehouse, well, they might be selling because they're priced too low. So if you see on your pending sales a lot of sales coming in, you want to go double check your prices of those items, make sure they're competitive. But if you are repricing, then you can have all that taken care of for you automatically. I use a repricer called Be Cool. It literally doubled my sales. In fact, we just had a podcast episode go out about that. FulltimeFBA.com/podcast is a link to our podcast, but about how my sales literally doubled when I started using Be Cool. And I also have a review telling you why my prices doubled and why it was not just because I set up a repricer. It's not just because all my items got lowered prices. My prices stayed competitive. So fulltimefba.com/becool. And I can tell you in that Be Cool review post how you can get my personal repricing rules that literally doubled my inventory. So price and reprice wisely. All right. Tip number 8. Don't stop sending your inventory to Amazon. A lot of times we get closer to Christmas and we think, well, it's not going to get to Amazon in time to be sold for Christmas. So I'm just going to stop because sales slow down. Around Christmas Eve, sales slow down. Almost no sales on Christmas Day. Sales start to pick back up in a few days. That's true. And sales almost are back to normal a few days before New Year's. But a lot of people think, well, the rush is over, so I'm going to stop sending inventory to Amazon. I'm going to take a break. And if you want to take a break, that's cool. I totally support you working rest and breaks into your business. But if you are still needing to make some good money on Amazon and you're not wanting to take a break, continue to send your inventory to Amazon, because what is one of the most popular presents people get for Christmas? Amazon gift cards. So they go to Amazon and they're spending someone else's money to buy stuff, and you want them to buy your items. Or what about the people who wanted something specific for Christmas or holiday and they didn't get it? Well, they're thinking, okay, I'm going to go buy what I really wanted. I was waiting until after Christmas because if I got it, I wasn't going to buy it for myself. That's not always a good idea to buy stuff for yourself right before Christmas. But if there's something that you want or something that you saw someone else get, maybe some kids are like, oh my gosh, I saw Billy and he got this really cool toy for Christmas and I want it too. And, people buy stuff after Christmas all the time because Amazon gift cards. You want to make sure that your inventory is stocked up. This is one of the ways that you can make sure January is as profitable as a Q4 month. 2020, my sales for January in 2020 were better than one of my Q4 months. So I was able to make more in January than I was in a Q4 month, and that usually just doesn't happen. So make sure that you are stocked up so that you are able to continue the sales after Christmas. Now, this might sound like I'm telling you the opposite, but it's not. You can totally work these both evenly together. Tip number 9, consider merchant fulfilling smaller, lighter items. And here's why. And if you are interested in merchant fulfilling, you are under a time crunch, especially when it comes to toys. This year in 2020 is expected Amazon is not expected to be as ready for 2020's Q4 demand as they have been for previous years Q4. Like I showed you before in that previous graph where it showed you that Amazon's Q2 sales were higher than last year's Q4 sales. And so Amazon is not expected to be able to be ready for the Q4 demand that is coming this year. And so that means the date to order an item on Amazon by in order to guarantee Christmas free might be pushed back to like December 10th, not pushed back, moved up. December 10th might be like a date where Amazon's like, well, if I order it by December 10th, then it'll get there by Christmas. This is all just speculation. I've read multiple articles by people who are smarter than me, thinking that this year's Q4 might not be able to, meet the demand for shipping, especially, right before Christmas. And so there's going to be a lot of people who might just be purchasing before December 10th anyway, just so that they know for sure they're going to get their items delivered. So if you're wanting to sell toys during Q4 merchant fulfilled, you need to make sure that you are approved. You have to meet certain qualifications in order to be approved to sell merchant fulfilled toys in Q4. If you are selling toys via FBA, you do not need to get special approval to sell toys via FBA. Just whatever toy brands you are approved to sell already, you can sell those via FBA. But you do need special approval to merchant fulfill, meaning seller fulfilled, meaning you are sending out the order. You do need approval to sell toys via merchant fulfilled in Q4, specifically November 2nd through January 3rd. So Amazon sent this out in July 28th to prepare us. A lot of people are like, that's holiday stuff. I'm not going to deal with that now. Well, it's time to deal with it. If you want to be approved to sell merchant fulfilled toys in Q4, you need to look at these criteria. You need to meet these. Your first sale on Amazon must be prior to September 1st. So if you have not sold anything on Amazon yet, I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to get approved to sell merchant fulfilled toys in Q4. So I'm sorry, but they sent this out in July. And so you've had plenty of time to look at that. And they've sent it out a few times since then as well. So this is the big one. You must have processed and shipped at least 25 seller fulfilled orders from August 15th through October 14th. This means you have until October 14th to merchant fulfill, also known as seller fulfilled, 25 orders. Now, this is my suggestion to you. If you want to get approved to sell merchant fulfilled toys in Q4, I would go look at a hard candy, something that it sells very quickly, something that you're probably not going to make any money on. You are only wanting to find this particular item to sell on Amazon because you know it will sell quickly. Maybe it's a small toy that you want to sell, and you've looked at the sales rank, and the sales rank is amazing. It's really low. It's going to sell really fast, and you're not going to make any money selling this item on Amazon, but you will get 25 seller fulfilled orders, and you have a very short time from the time of recording this. You have about a month and a half to seller fulfill 25 orders. So that's a lot of times people try to seller fulfill or merchant fulfill items that they're going to make money on. They spend a lot of time trying to focus on that. You just need to find 25 items. It could, my suggestion is to go out to find a bag of hard candy. I say hard candy because it's not going to melt. Just make sure it's not sugar-free, because sugar-free hard candy sometimes will melt. But find a hard candy that you can sell on Amazon, merchant fulfill, make sure, this is really big, make sure that when you are doing that you place a limit of how many a customer can purchase to one. Because if you send in 25 and a customer decides to buy all 25 in one order, that's just one order for you to fulfill. So you want to make sure that you sell them individually and fulfill them individually. So that's how you do that. And then just make sure you have great customer service and that there's no returns and things like that. So, or at least not no returns, but the very low percentage of returns. Maybe to get some buffer, maybe you want to do 25 or 30 or 35 seller fulfilled orders between this time. But again, if you are FBAing, you can sell toys year round. But again, these 25 seller fulfilled orders do not need to be toys. They can be any category, which is why I suggested hard candies, because I feel like it's small enough. You can put it in a bubble envelope and it should be just fine. So be sure to sell 25 of any item via merchant fulfilled by October 14th, and then tell you if you're approved. In years past, if you're like at 23 or 24, sometimes Amazon will even approve you at that time as well. If you are interested in a course, if you're like, I've never merchant fulfilled or seller fulfilled, I don't know how to do it, go to fulltimefba.com/MF. It's the quick and easy merchant fulfilling course. With the coupon code FT20, you get 20% off that course, and it teaches you everything you need to know about merchant fulfilling items, about how to set up shipping templates, tons of stuff. It's a really good course, really good, trustworthy, to learn how to merchant fulfill. And so I highly recommend doing that if you don't know or don't feel comfortable or confident in being able to merchant fulfill an item. All right, tip number 10, and I've got more stuff with you after tip number 10. I have a bonus tip. We've got giveaways, and I'm also going to talk to you about some after Christmas stuff to help you out. So we're still having some fun. But you can earn more money on your inventory buys by getting cash back. Rakuten has in-store cash back, online cash back. In fact, if you use FBA.com/Rakuten, you'll get a $10 added to your account immediately after you use it for the very first time. But you get it doesn't cost you any more to go through Rakuten, and you're able to get cash back on a quarterly basis. And you can buy more inventory with that cash back, or supplies, or you can buy some type of tool or resource with that cash back, or you can treat yourself. Treat yourself, right? So you can look into getting more money on your inventory buys by doing cash back. You can even purchase and use a gift card online and get cash back and to stack these. It's awesome. So I do have a bonus tip for you, all right? And this is something that's very personal to me, and I think it really needs to be something that I need to preach to myself and tell myself, with making sure that Q4 is not just profitable when it comes to money, but our Q4 is also profitable and successful when it comes to our relationships. Don't forget during Q4 about what is most important. You want to make sure that your family and friends know that they are more important than your commitment to Q4, your hustle. A lot of times during Q4, we just think we just need to go out to the stores, visit as many stores, stay out all night, stay up all night online searching for inventory to purchase. And a lot of times our family or friends begin to think, maybe this whole Amazon thing is more important to them than me. Make sure that you don't forget what's most important. Family first. Q4 is filled with a ton of holidays, religious holidays. Connect with the meaning of the holiday season for you. Like for me, I connect with that Christmas is when Jesus came and was born of a virgin, he was born and he lived a perfect life and he died on the cross for me, and so that I can be redeemed and can spend eternity in heaven with God, my Father. And so I connect with that meaning during Q4, and I don't let the whole dollar signs distract me. Like I said before, I'm preaching to myself because it's easy to get caught up in the Q4 hustle and trying to push yourself. But whatever meaning you connect with that with your holiday season, and because that's so much more important than the dollar signs, the relationships and all of that. Remember, what's important can give us the right kind of perspective, and that helps us out all year round, because Q4 can be really distracting, can be really hurtful with relationships, and I want to make sure you are successful, not just with your Amazon business, but with your relationships as well. So those are the 10 things you need to know for a profitable Q4. I do have a warning for you. I have a warning, I have a resource, and we have got another giveaway. So the warning is this: returns are going to happen. It's normal during Q4, after Q4, but the more sales you get, the more returns you're going to get, and that's normal. Just because you feel like you're going to get a lot of returns, don't let it hurt you, because those returns just mean you had more sales. The return window is expanded depending on the category. Most return windows are expanded to the end of January. So if someone purchases something November 1st, they have until January 31st to return it, because Amazon's assuming a lot of these purchases, November and December, they're not going to be opened until 25th or sometime around there. And so they give you that space to be able to return an item after it's opened. So just know the return window is going to expand. That's going to increase some of the returns. But again, if you get a lot of returns, congratulate yourselves, because it means you are getting selling a ton of inventory, and that is good. So that's a warning that I wanted to warn you about, but don't worry about it. It's not as bad as it sounds. All right, I have a resource for you, and then we're going to do our giveaway. The resource for you, I want to help you in Q4, and many of you know I've got a course. It's called The Reseller's Guide to a Year in FBA. It is a month-by-month guide to a profitable Amazon business. It is an ebook PDF with a chapter for each month of the year, as well as monthly webinars, much like this, where I walk you through my top tips and tricks to make the most of your Amazon business once a month. Ebook and webinars. It is, I tell you about which items, which categories are the best to buy and sell each month. I talk about important Amazon deadlines, when prices go up, or a new fee is introduced, or a new rule is updated. We talk about that in the book. Talk about the best times to reprice your inventory. Summertime is awfully slow sales for a lot of people. I walk you through how to avoid the summer slowdown in our June, July, August chapters. I tell you how to profit from the major holidays and the minor holidays. We got store schedules about when stores have their big sales a lot of times. Some stores, and I also teach you how to track the sales of stores, so you can be able to better predict future sales. It also helps you with Q4 strategies to maximize your profits. More like what we talked about tonight is just the tip of the iceberg, what I want to show you with Q4. The best time to improve your feedback score and how to do it. So how to run your year-end business tax reports for tax purposes. Walk you through from everything from January to December, 240 plus pages in a PDF ebook walking you through. And then of course there's the webinars. The webinars are about an hour long each. And there's other bonuses for you as well, because with the live trainings throughout the year, we also want a place to hang out and talk. So we've got one of the bonuses, exclusive access to the Year in FBA Facebook group, where everyone gets to share what the finds that they're finding and the leads that they're finding. In the Facebook group, it's an awesome place to share what you found and to take advantage of what other people have found. So it's a private Facebook group, secret Facebook group. You can't find it unless you purchase the Reseller's Guide to a Year in FBA. Bonus number 2 is the FBA yearbook notebook. It's printable. It helps you plan your year. It helps you keep track of what you've done in the past, so you can better predict the future of like store sales and opportunities to make really good money. Another bonus is printable calendar and video training. I have January through December printed out for you with the special dates and reminders on the calendar. Also video training on how to use that calendar to be able to maximize your profits. So you get, if you enroll, the Reseller's Guide to a Year in FBA, and I got a coupon code coming up for you, and then we're going to do a giveaway. But it's 240 pages, January through December. Facebook group, notebook, calendar, video training throughout the year. If you go to fulltimefba.com/year-in-FBA and use the coupon code Q4Profits, you will save $30 off the cost of this, which brings it down to $97 for this PDF and monthly webinars for life. When you enroll in any of the courses from Full-Time FBA, you are enrolled in the lifetime ownership program. Right now on the 2021 edition of the Year in FBA PDF. And so there's people who have purchased this course first came out in 2015. And so there's people who've purchased the course in 2015, and every single year, new PDF, monthly webinars, and added bonuses, because if we add more bonuses to this, you'll get that too. And also, I just want to warn you, in December, we are going to increase the price. As we lead into 2021, the Year in FBA price will be going up. And so not only are you saving $30 today by using the coupon code Q4Profits, you are also going to be saving on the price increase that will be happening in December. Because in December is when we're releasing the 2021 edition. So we're going to have the new PDF, we're going to have new webinars planned for 2021, and the price is going to be going up. And so you are enrolled lifetime ownership program. If you purchase today, you'll get a new PDF every year. You'll get the webinar training throughout the year for life. And so webinars, it's like this. I present for a while, then we open it up for Q&A, and I tell you what to be ready for each month of the year, and then I answer your questions. And so we're going to get to the questions in just a second. So I'm going to get to the questions and do my best to answer the questions that you have. All right, someone says, how do you manage the advertising campaigns, for example, Prime Day or Black Friday? So speaking of Prime Day, Q4 is going to have its first Prime Day. Prime Day is going to be somewhere at the beginning of October. So there's going to be a lot of sales. That's another good reason to send your inventory to Amazon as soon as possible, because Prime Day is coming. There's going to be a lot of traffic coming to Amazon, and you want to make sure your stuff is there. Prime Day is mostly for people who have, like, brands who have large quantities, or private label sellers who have large quantities of items that are wanting to sell. But because the traffic is coming to purchase for these really good deals on some of these brands, they're also going to go look in their wish list and buy something, or they're going to find something else that they want and buy it. So the traffic is coming. When it comes to advertising, unless you have a large quantity of items to sell, then I would not look into Prime Day lightning deals or Black Friday deals or anything like that. I would just ride the coattails of the traffic that's already coming because of all the other deals, and be able to be stocked up, and you'll get sales just from the ripples of the big splash that Prime Day sales or Black Friday or Cyber Monday delivers. I don't know if you've ever heard of the term loss leader. A lot of times on Black Friday, like a store, say Kohl's, would have a certain blender that's normally $200. They'll have 5 of them for $50. Well, that's their loss leader. They know they're going to lose money on selling a $200 blender for $50, but they only have 5 of them, and there's going to be more than 5 people who come for that item. So they're going to take a loss on that items, knowing that the customers, while they're there, they're going to spend more money anyway. They're going to spend items. They don't want to go home empty-handed. So it's a loss leader. It's something that they lose money on so that they can make a bigger amount overall from the mass quantity of people who are going to be there buying. And so that's kind of how I view Prime Day, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I see that there's all these other brands that are slashing their prices on their items, and people are coming to Amazon to buy those items. And so, I'm okay if they don't make as much money, or if they make just a little money on their items. Since people are already on Amazon, they're going to stick around and buy more stuff. So I want to be sure that I've got stuff there that they can buy from me. So hopefully that makes sense. Bob asked, do the merchant fulfilled items need to be toys that I sell? No, it does not. You could have it be toys, but you just need 25. You're basically wanting to show Amazon, in order to be approved to merchant fulfilled toys during Q4, you want to show Amazon that you are capable of successfully seller fulfilling, merchant fulfilling items, that you package them well, they get to their destination on time, that they have happy customers, that there's no problems with how you are. It's just a test to make sure that you are as successful at selling and merchant fulfilling these items yourself. So it can be any item. It's mostly toys. Like it's a restriction for selling toys, because the worst thing in the world for Amazon to experience is an upset customer. They are the most customer-centric website, and so if a mom or dad gets a toy and gives it to their kid, and the kid is not happy, the item is broken, it doesn't work, the battery compartment's corroded, the whatever, well, that's going to break the trust between that customer and Amazon. So Amazon just wants to test us to make sure that we can sell or fulfill those items, that we know how to package, we know how to ship them, we know how to protect them so that they get to their destination. So they just want to make sure that we've done that, and that's why they put that 25 limit on. We need to at least merchant fulfill 25 items to be able to be approved to sell merchant fulfilled toys during the year. So good question, Bob. Mary says, do merchant fulfill sales prior to September count, or is it definitely 25 between 9/15 and 10/15? So it's the merchant fulfill minimum. It's definitely during that time period. Let's pull this back up again real quickly. You must have processed and shipped at least 25 seller fulfilled orders from August 15th through October 14th. So we're recording this September 1st. So we have got until September, from now until October 14th. So if you've had any prior to September 1st, so that's today's date, I'm recording, or whichever date you're watching this on the replay, your merchant fulfilled, you need to have 25 somewhere between August 15th and October 14th. So that's the time period you need to have. And it's just seller fulfilled orders. Someone said they just bought the Rabbit Hole Riches list and the super sourcing spreadsheet. That's awesome. Yeah, the Rabbit Hole Riches, I think Wednesdays are when the leads drop, the newest leads drop. So you might get your leads starting tomorrow. Someone says, I did not get the email from Amazon about being approved to sell, or the guidelines of being approved to seller fulfill toys. Does that mean we are automatically approved? No, it does not. Amazon will send, the only people who will be approved to sell merchant fulfill items during Q4 are those who have met those guidelines, and Amazon will give them, they'll send them an email. Amazon will send you an email telling you if you are approved to merchant fulfill toys during Q4. If you didn't get the email, I'm not sure what to tell you, but that is the guidelines that Amazon has put out, and only those who get an email saying they are approved. And you will most likely get that email sometime around October 15th or 16th. Maybe it might be a little bit later. I don't know how long it takes for them to process that. But sometime soon after that window closes of being able to sell or fulfill items between August 15th and October 14th, that is when Amazon will let you know that you have been approved. Sky asks, so if I purchase the year-end FBA now, the updates for 2021 will be included? Yes. If you purchase this, what you're purchasing right now is the 2020 edition of the book and the monthly webinars. In fact, our next monthly webinar is next week, so you'll be able to join us on that. If you purchase this now, you will get lifetime updates every single year. Every new edition that comes out, you will get access. So if you purchase this right now and enroll in the year-end FBA, you will get everything that we have to offer right now, plus any future updates for free. So you'll get all of the webinars for life, access to the replays of the monthly webinars, and every year we'll update the PDF. Sometimes we update the PDF multiple times a year because some things just, change and new things are announced. And so we just try to keep this the most up-to-date thing. But because we're updating it so often, that's why we are going to need to increase the price. It's just more work to updating things. And so we're going to be increasing the price. But right now you can lock in the lowest price with the Q4 Profits coupon code and be able to have that for life. So Randall says, so for new sellers who are restricted in many categories, do we just need to sell what we can? Yeah, that is the main thing. Find out what you are approved to sell and sell those items. Again, earlier we talked about when it comes to online arbitrage, there's a list that you can purchase of items that are, I'll pull up that link here. This list right here, Newbie Nuggets, every month, it's a monthly fee, but I think it's a weekly list that comes out. It's OA leads for new Amazon sellers, and they're not guaranteed to all be approved for an Amazon seller, new Amazon sellers, but most of them are. So basically, the person who puts this together has a VA with 2 brand new Amazon accounts. And so they run those leads through and to see if those items are approved for these 2 Amazon accounts. And if they're approved for both of those Amazon accounts, they get added to this newbie nugget list. And so, so those leads come to you weekly, and then you buy what you think works best for your business model. And almost all of them will be approved for new sellers. So that's a good solution for brand new Amazon sellers who are restricted in certain categories or brands. So it's something for you to look into. Do you tweak Be Cool in any way for Q4, or do you keep your settings as they are? That's a good question, Ed. Yeah, I love my settings that I have set up. I do not tweak anything for Q4. So I keep the same Be Cool repricing settings year round. And so if you've gotten my free repricing settings and plugged them into Be Cool, they work all year round, including Q4. Someone asked me, what percentage of your inventory are you planning to sell as merchant fulfilled, or do you send all your inventory to FBA? So I don't know what percentage it is. And this year is going to be a little bit different because I feel like the window to merchant fulfill toys during Q4 is bigger this year. Before, I used to think maybe it's a week or week and a half because usually a week or a week and a half before Christmas is when the sales start to slow down a little bit. And the sales actually don't really slow down. The fact that if I purchase an item for resale on December 15th, I know that it's not going to get to Amazon in time to go live in time for Christmas sales. So if it's small and light, I know I can merchant fulfill. So I think I might take, the 2 weeks before Christmas, maybe the 3 weeks before Christmas, and merchant fulfill some of the small and light items. And I say small and light because the shipping costs. When I send it to all of Amazon and they ship it out for me, second day air or next day air, I'm not having to pay that. Like Amazon's taking care of paying that. I mean, we are paying it through our fees, but when it comes to trying to send an item to a customer via seller fulfilled, merchant fulfilled, I just know that I want it to be small and light so that my shipping costs are lower that way. Small because you are charged for bigger items if you're selling through USPS, and of course weight. So Steve says, do you have a target for the number of items for each listing to send in to get enough but avoid going too deep? It's a great question, Steve. And honestly, the answer is that it depends on each item. It depends on how good the sales rank is. The better the sales rank, it depends on how many people are currently selling that particular item, what my competition is like. It depends on the number of items my competitors have in stock. And so, the more you sell on Amazon, the more you kind of get into a groove and get into a comfort level of you'll start to be like, I feel comfortable going this deep on this item. I would say that if you are feeling like you're going too deep on a product and you're worried about it, I would say, okay, what am I comfortable with? So say you come across a shelf of 20 toys and you're like, oh, I think I can get all these at a really good price, but is 20 too many? Think about what would you feel comfortable with? Well, maybe I'd feel comfortable with 10. Okay, well then maybe I'd do 15. I'd cut it in half so that I'm going a little bit above my comfort zone, but not too far above my comfort zone. But I use a tool called Keepa, and like I showed you before, Keepa tracks sales rank history, pricing history, buy box history, and so I can kind of look into the past of an item to see how it sold in the past, so I can predict the future, and I can look at the number of times it's sold, or the number of times the sales rank is improved from a high number to a low number, which means at least a sale. So you can look at the number of drops on Keepa to kind of get an idea of potential sales, and that helps you get more information. Next month we are going to, no, not next month. Yeah, next month in October we're going to do a deep dive into Keepa. So future webinar, stay tuned. Be sure you're subscribed. We'll do a deep dive into Keepa about how to understand Keepa better. And I'll do a free webinar about that, like this, showing you Keepa in action and how to best understand Keepa. So we'll do that in October. But yeah, it really depends on each item, but it is a good question to ask. Stephen says, how do you determine the cost of shipping for merchant fulfilled orders so it can be included in the listing price? That's one strategy. I mean, you never really know where you're going to send it. If you're going to send it, down the street, or if you're going to send it across the country. So it's always going to be different depending on where you're sending it and how far it's going to go. But there's that. I told you before about the merchant fulfilling course. There it is right here. Merchant fulfilling course here walks you through exactly how to best understand and know how to set up your shipping templates so that you're not losing money. There's certain ways that you can set up merchant fulfilling where you have free shipping. So you can increase the price so that your selling price includes the cost of shipping. So it says, price plus free shipping, because everyone loves getting free shipping. They're even willing to pay more for it. So, but yeah, don't forget that coupon code to save off that merchant fulfill course, fulltimefba.com/MF, and you get 20% off with the code FT20. But that will help you see everything you need to know about merchant fulfilled. All right, let me see if we're starting to run out of time here. Want to be able to respect your time. All right, someone asked me Using strategy number 1 to ship products in quickly, do you recommend inventory placement services? There's 2 ways that you can send your inventory to Amazon. Amazon can pick the number of warehouses that you send it to, and then you send it to those warehouses. Or you can pay a fee, and all the same ASINs will go to the same warehouse. Usually, most of the same items will go to the same warehouse. All shoes will go to a warehouse. All clothing will go to a different warehouse. All books will go to a different house. All standard size items will go to a warehouse, and all oversized items will go to a warehouse. And they're each different warehouses. So even if you pay for that fee, you still might have multiple warehouses depending on the size or category that you're selling those items in. I do not ever pay for inventory placement where it goes to one warehouse, because what happens is I'm paying for that, I'm sending it to a warehouse, but then Amazon will break that up into multiple warehouses anyway. So the end goal is for Amazon to have our inventory spread out across the country. And so I like to just go and send my inventory to wherever Amazon tells me to. And here's the thing: when I send, say I send an inventory, like a batch of 100 items into Amazon, and 70 go to one warehouse, and 20 go to another warehouse, and 10 go to another warehouse. We'll just say those 3 shipments. I some of those warehouses I send my items to, the moment it gets checked in, it goes live. But sometimes some of the warehouses I send it in, Amazon still splits it up into other parts of the country. And so I'd rather have Amazon do that on their dime than for me paying for it. Plus, there are some warehouses my items will go live immediately. So I don't like paying for special inventory placement. I want to send my inventory where Amazon wants me to. And if they decide to move it on their dime, that's fine. But I have more items go live quicker when I send it to where Amazon wants me to. So someone says, how do you avoid Amazon suspension? Well, the quick and easy way to avoid suspension is not to break any of the rules. Go to fulltimefba.com/guidelines, and you can go read through all of Amazon's rules and guidelines and make sure that you don't break those guidelines. And a lot of times people break guidelines without knowing it, so make sure you know the guidelines. That's the quick and easy answer. I'm sure that's a lot more complicated because there's a lot of, there's a lot of misunderstandings. Not a lot. There's some misunderstandings when it comes to Amazon, assuming we might be doing something bad when we're not. For the most part, if you are making good choices and doing things according to Amazon's rules, you will not be suspended. Tom says, when should we send in nativity sets, lawn blow-ups like Santas and Christmas trees, etc.? Now. Yes, absolutely. Send it in now. When you start seeing Christmas stuff show up in Hobby Lobby or Walmart or any other, if you start seeing Christmas stuff go being put up in retail stores, that's when you should start sending your inventory into Amazon. So that's a good little mental trigger for you. When you see a retail store starting to put their Christmas stuff out, that's when you need to send your stuff into Amazon as well. It's good if you send in your Christmas stuff too soon and sell out. It's lot better than too late and having that inventory not sell at all during Christmas. Someone says, would you buy an item where Amazon has been on the listing solidly in the past, but are now on and off and not taking the price? It's a toy. Yeah, if I see Amazon because of Keepa, it shows that Amazon's been in and out of stock a lot. If they've shown that they've been in stock a lot most of the time, then no, I would pass. But if it shows Amazon going in and out of stock a lot, then yes, I'll purchase that item, especially if the sales link is really good. You can still sell your item for much higher than Amazon's price when Amazon's out of stock. Someone says, thanks, Stephen. Always appreciate and enjoy your webinars and your blogs. A lot of good information for newbies. Thanks for the tip regarding advertising. Stay safe, stay healthy. Well, thank you very much for saying that. Amber says, given the USPS issues this year, have you decided on your last date to fulfill by merchant will be before Christmas? Do you have a shutoff date for fulfilled by merchant, or can you message a buyer letting them know the package won't arrive before Christmas and ask if they still want to purchase it or anything like that? Really good question. I'm still going to follow to see how well the Postal Service is performing. I just know that if someone orders something and they want it to arrive by Christmas, if it does not arrive because of the Postal Service, arrives too late, yes, they might return it. But if they return it, that item's going to go back into your inventory, and then you can have, the rest of December and all of January to sell that item, you can still sell that item. So, you know, I don't try. I try not to do not any work that I don't need to. And so, reaching out to customers and warning them that they might get this late or after Christmas. If Amazon promises a certain delivery date, um, actually with merchant fulfilled, it will give them like a range. You know, this item should arrive between this date and this date. And then you have your stuff that you send via merchant fulfilled. You upload the tracking number, and Amazon updates the customer on the tracking number, and the customer can follow it in their orders. But yeah, if it arrives late, you know, I don't worry about that at all. Most people will still want it and still want to give it to the person that they want to give it to. So I don't worry about that at all. There's been a few questions about getting approved to sell toys, and asking about getting ungated in other categories. I don't have any teachings on this. If I did, it'd be plagiarism, because there's a course that you can get. And I know I've given you a lot of course links. But if you want to get approved to sell toys, then I would check out fulltimefba.com/toy approval. And if you want to get approved to sell topical items, fulltimefba.com/topical approval. So those are links that will show you and give you an opportunity to purchase a course that will walk you through how to be able to sell those items. Again, fulltimefba.com/toy approval, fulltimefba.com/topical approval, and you can learn how to sell those items. See, one more question. This is good. This might be something on a lot of people's mind. This year, Amazon has restricted how many items you can send if your IPI was less than 500. How can we get around that? So I know yes, inventory restrictions. Actually, the thing about the inventory restrictions is that when Amazon places an inventory restriction, and by inventory restriction, I mean they might say you can only send in 200 of this particular item, or you can only send in 100 of this particular item. Amazon is telling you with that, we think that that number will support 3 months of sales, at least 3 months of sales. So Amazon is basically telling you with their algorithm, which I admit can be wrong and can be faulty, that they are saying that they don't think you should expect more than 200 sales or more than 100 sales or whatever that limit is. So there is not a way to get around it. There's just not a Amazon guideline approved way to get around that. Amazon, you might be able to halfway through Q4 say, I've already sold this amount and I expect to sell even more in December, so can we increase that? You might be able to open up a Seller Central support and try to talk to somebody. But then again, it's also going to be really busy, and it's kind of hard. If you think getting seller support for a situation is difficult or hard now, during Q4, it's even more difficult and even harder, because there's even more. I mean, you think of the awesome thing about Q4, 10 times the sales potential. Frustrating thing about Q4, a lot of times the things that can go wrong with Amazon go wrong a little bit harder. So seller support is part of that. But yeah, I don't think there's a way to get around those limits. I would send in the max limit, and then I would be able to, in the future, show Amazon how I've been able to sell some so far, and how that should predict that even more should sell in later months. So there's not any way around it. It's something that is actually Amazon's trying to help you. But again, sometimes they're wrong. So you can send in what the limit is and then show proof to Amazon that you need a higher limit, and maybe you'll get one. So Year in FBA, this is the course. The price is going up in December. This coupon code is only going to be good for a few days. So go check that out. Coupon code Q4 Profits at checkout will save you $30. fulltimefba.com/year-in-FBA to be able to get lifetime access to the PDF ebook that's updated every year, monthly webinars throughout the year, and all these other bonuses as well. Thanks again for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you. Next month we'll do a webinar focused on Keepa, and that'll be fun. But right now, let's make sure that we finish out 2020 strong so that we can make 2021 even better together. And I look forward to doing that with you. Have a great day, everybody. God bless. Bye.